Yeah, this is your first time in the U.S.
It's my first time in the US. Tour of California first time. I heard a lot of good news about it. They told me like organization is perfect, and so far it seems pretty good. For the rest, the race is not that different. I think a lot of riders we know from Europe, the hotels are the same. Maybe one different thing is we have nice big roads here, and I like it.
So yeah, racing in US is a little bit different, of course, than in Europe. With the time, it's a big difference, of course. It's 9 hours earlier over here than in Europe, so the jet lag is sometimes a big problem. For the rest, it's okay. The roads are fine. The hotels are good. It's sometimes better than in Europe or in France, for example. Although that's good, I think.
What about the different states that's very different than Europe or not so different?
I think one of the big differences is how the race is organized. There's not so many good organized races like this in Europe. Hotels are great. All the teams are more nights in the same hotel. You get to see the other riders for dinner also. Then the roads are bigger. The climbs are not the small twisty roads like in Europe. That's probably one of the big differences.
So you like it? You like racing in the US?
Yeah, I like it. Not with weather like this, but hopefully it gets better.
I think the first two things that came to my mind is a lot bigger roads, and I mean a lot bigger roads, and less corners. So even the Finnish circuits, they're pretty fast, of course, but normally, as far as I'm concerned, they're pretty safe because it's humongous roads. Like roads are like 20 meters large. There's space for everybody, So it's less dangerous, less stressful, less chance of crashes. It's still hard, physically very hard, but it's less stressful, I would say. That's the first thing. And apart from that, hotels are bigger, I guess. And there's no muesli, there's oatmeal. There's oatmeal for the morning, for breakfast. That's another difference you notice,
Which do you prefer, the oatmeal or the muesli?
It's nice to have a change every now and then, but you are what you are. I've been brought up with muesli, so in the end of the day, that's what you know for whatever, 100 years, but in my case. But every now and then have a bit of oatmeal, it changes, Variety is the spice of life. There you go.
Here to on the mainland.
Beds are nice and big. Meals are good. Probably the biggest thing is just the excitement of all the fans that come out. I mean, they might not know much about cycling, but they're just out enjoying themselves and they love it. So, even yesterday was with the race being called off. Still, all of the people were out there at the start, and they were just happy to see us. So that's something different. I mean, in Europe, maybe the fans know a lot more about racing, but there seems like a bit of a different vibe here, especially when the big teams come over.